What's going on, guys? It's your man Ed Hayes here, back for another video. And guys, y'all may or may not know it, whatever. Last year we were so deeply in the trenches it wasn't even funny. And this year we're still out here rocking and rolling. But a big part of our business last year was doing a significant amount of JV deals with you all. So in this video, I want to tell y'all why y'all JV deals suck. All right. There's a lot of different things that we come across as we do JV deals, and there's a lot of negatives to these deals and whatnot. So in this video, I'm going to show you all how to get higher quality JV deals. And if you're going to be JVing with somebody, how to make sure that your deal is as quality as possible so you have the highest likelihood of actually getting out here and making some money. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right on into it. All right, so like I said, guys, we've done hundreds of JV deals all throughout the nation, and this list is not going to be exhaustive, but it is going to kind of point out the most common things that we see with these deals that cause them to not be a deal technically. So the first one is going to be pretty obvious. I've got some notes over here that I'm looking at, but the first one is going to be pretty obvious, and that's you've got the property locked up for too high. I mean, it's pretty simple. I know a lot of newbie wholesalers, you may not be great with running your numbers and things like that yet. So it may take you some time to actually understand it. And you're going to submit a property where you're at like 90% of the ARV, but you think that the ARV is like $50,000 higher than it is, things of that nature. Your numbers are just off. As y'all know, look, we make our money on the front end of these transactions. So if the numbers don't make sense, this deal is automatically going to be a dud. So if you're a newbie wholesaler and you're trying to figure out like, well, how do I like get to the right number? What exactly should I be offering on this property to make sure that I can actually have some room and actually make some money and that someone will actually want to buy it for that price? Well, what I'm going to do and what most of the heavy hitter wholesalers are going to recommend, you're not looking for a ton of different comps and and this and this and that. What you want to do is find out the range of the market. You want to see what's the higher end of the spectrum in this market, what's the lower end of the spectrum, and where does my property fit in within that spectrum. If I can get this property for lower than what most people are paying for properties in this area, I've probably got a deal. So, and you'll see ranges. You'll see like the high end range, like basically the ARV range. You'll see like the mid tier range, or someone's maybe buying this for like a rental. And then you're going to see the lower tier properties that are basically full gut rehabs. Ask yourself, where does your property fit in? And then just get your property for lower than what people are paying for that particular type of property. All right. So the next reason why a lot of these JV deals suck is that people will get the property under contract. They'll start shooting it out to buyers, but they don't have any pictures.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
You don't have any pictures of the property. It's going to be really, really hard to sell that property. It can be, at least. Let's put it like that. It can significantly increase the cash conversion cycle, like how long it takes for you to get your money back. And it can also just cause delays. People buy property sight unseen all the time if you have really good quality pics and videos of these properties. So always try to do yourself a favor. Even when you're getting the property under contract, if someone's living there, even if it's a tenant, ask your seller to have their tenant take pictures. Ask the seller to take pictures for you so you can have the most recent visual of the property. Another reason why not having pics is such a huge thing is because buyers lie and sellers do too. Even worse, in all reality, sellers are trying to cash out tens of thousands of dollars. So they have a really big incentive to actually lie to you, right? They can have you pay tens of thousands of dollars more if they hide this repair or they don't tell you about this repair that needs to get done. You get what I'm saying? So you need to have pics so you can have an accurate assessment of what's going on with the property, because once your buyers get over to the property, they're like, oh man, it's bullet holes in the front window or whatever. We literally have a property right now. It's bullet holes in the front window, but the wholesaler that we're working with didn't have pics of the property. So our buyer went over there, said that it was bullet holes in the front window, and was like, I wouldn't touch that property with a 10-foot pole, et cetera, essentially, or whatever. So pics are going to be extremely important. Here's a gem that I got from Robert Winsley. Shout out to Robert Winsley. He stated to me personally that properties on his site, Investor Lift or whatever, that have like 25 pictures and at least one video sell faster and for more money. So do yourself a favor, guys. Treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Make sure that you get some quality pics and videos. Another tip on actually getting those pics would be to go to sites like HomeJab as well as BPO photo flow. I'll probably like pop that up on the screen or have it down in the description below the video. And those companies have photographers in most places throughout America that can go out for you and go get the pics and videos for you for a nominal fee. It can be as low as like, 30 something bucks to up to $250 if you're trying to get like drone and aerial footage. The next huge thing that we see in so many of these JV deals is wholesalers not even having access to the property. They got the property under contract and let's say it's vacant. Well, they don't have a key to the property. Seller hasn't been to the property in 2 years. They're just saying, yeah, just go over there and break into the property essentially. Like, you need to have access. As soon as you start to send these properties out, if it is a good deal, you're going to have a ton of buyers that want to go see it. Even if you do have a ton of pics and videos, you're going to have buyers that want to go see it. And if it's difficult or arduous for them to be able to get inside of the property, you're just creating a headache where there didn't have to be one. You can require your seller to give you access. It should be in your contract that the seller has to ensure that you can get access to the property within a 24-hour notice and within like 24 to 48 hours of them signing the contract. You don't want them to just drag you out on the access and the pics and stuff like, well, especially the access though. You don't want them to drag you out on access. You got 30 days on your contract and it's taking you 2 weeks just to get a key or to get any type of access to the property. Completely unacceptable. You're going to want to write that into you all's contracts. Make sure that that's in writing that they have to give you access within a reasonable amount of time. I would say about 48 hours or less from the time of them signing the contract. Not having access is one of the biggest barriers to not actually selling deals. Like, most people aren't going to want to buy these properties sight unseen. And even if they are interested in buying it sight unseen, very often they're still going to want to do their final inspection. They need to get inside of the property. Not having access is not optional. Now, next, I've been seeing a lot of wholesalers bringing us properties that are actively listed on the MLS right now. And that's not necessarily a problem. However, if that property is not deeply discounted from the price that you see on the MLS, it's probably not going to work. That's another reason why some of these JV deals simply don't work. We get properties all the time where the wholesaler, let's say the property is listed online for like $75,000. Well, the wholesaler went and got it under contract for like 65 and they're trying to sell it for 70. It's just not going to work. You need a deep discount to actually make it make sense. Typically, don't get me wrong, you can sell properties just on the MLS for the price point that it's on the MLS for. It's possible. But it's like you want your buyer to feel like they're getting a deal, right? You want them to feel like they're getting something out of working with you, even the seller. If let's say, for instance, if it's online for like 200,000 and you got it under contract for 180, it's just not going to work. We need a deep discount. I'm talking about like 25%, 25% or more than what it's listed for on the MLS. This is a big one. We get a lot of these MLS deals all the time. If it's up there for like 100,000, you need to bring it to your wholesale partners at like 70, something like that. So there's some type of room so it still feels like it's a deal for the end buyer.
Push the button. Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.
Now, the next reason why a lot of these JV deals suck is because the properties are located in very rural areas. It's really hard to sell a property in a rural area unless you're going to be doing some innovation type stuff, meaning putting the property onto the MLS and selling it using an agent. That's not what this video is about, so I'm not going to explain all of that and whatnot, but if the property is in a rural market, it's going to be significantly less buyers for that property. So you typically want to stick to properties that are within 45 minutes of a major metropolitan area, like preferably like a 500,000 person or more population center. But I would say at least like around about 100,000 people or more. That's like the minimum. Otherwise, these rural markets, very often those deals just sit there. They could be in popular states too, like California, New York, or Texas, et cetera, et cetera. But if they're all the way out in the boonies, it's just not going to work. Location is everything in real estate. So you got to find properties that are at least somewhat close to a major metro. That's a really, really big reason why deals just literally sit there and will just never get sold. Properties in rural markets very often take 6 months, a year, 2 years to sell on the market. So if it's taking that long on the market, you got no shot on trying to sell it off market unless this thing is basically free. Now, next And lastly, guys, this is probably the most important one on this list. Well, all of them are probably equally important, but this is one that we see all the time, and it's probably one of the biggest contributing factors of JV deals not going through, and that's simply not keeping your JV partners updated. Like if you're going to be doing price changes and stuff like that, you've got to let your partners know. There was literally tens of thousands of dollars that went down the drain last year because we would have the property posted online for, let's say, $35,000, but our partners just lowered the price to 30 on their end. So it's somewhere online being marketed for 30. We put it out there for 35. We get the full price offer that we want, but then the buyer goes to go research the property and they see it for $5,000 less and they want that discount. They're like, hey, look, well, I see that y'all got it right here. Y'all just lowered the price today. Da 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 da. And they'll be ready to back up out that driveway if you're not trying to give them that discount. May not happen all the time. You may still be able to get it, but just not keeping your JV partner updated sucks, right? Like, so let's say, for instance, if you sold the property, you don't even tell your wholesale partner, it could be sold already. Make sure that you go back and tell other wholesalers that you sent the deal out to that it has sold if you do sell it. Let's say, for instance, your contract has expired or the seller's been ghosting you for the past 2 weeks. These are things that your JV partner needs to know well before they end up finding you a buyer. Like, keep the lines of communication as open as possible because these deals can be hard. It's a lot of moving parts on these JV deals. You got to get the property into title. You got to make sure that everything is flowing, right? And if you're not keeping your JV partner updated, then they're just going to be out there in the dark and you're going to be doing whatever, they're going to be doing whatever. And then it creates like something that looks like a daisy chain. You may not even be daisy chaining it out. You may have just sent it to one person. But if you all are not on the same page, it just automatically looks like a daisy chain. Also, in terms of being like on the same page, you have to let your JV partner know everything that's going on with this property. Because if my buyer goes over to this property and you didn't tell me that the HVAC was ripped out or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, or the piping is out of the walls, the copper pipe is missing from all of the, the plumbing and stuff like that or whatever. Like, these are big things that we would need to know. We need to know what's actually going on with the property. That kind of goes along with having access, right? And having pics and stuff like that. A lot of things we can kind of surmise. But if whatever it is that's going on with the property, if it isn't something that we can see on these pics, maybe it's some family issues. Maybe it's other stuff going on. You have to let your JV partners know. So everyone's on the same page. You're not making something look like a daisy chain, even though it's not. You may make it look like a daisy chain, or the worst thing that could happen is that you're actually taking money out of your pocket. And that sucks. Like you're literally taking food off my family's table now at this point because of miscommunication. I don't like that type of stuff. And I damn sure ain't trying to work for free or for very little money. Right. So keep that in mind, though. Anyway, though, man, what do y'all think about this video, man? Just wanted to make a short, quick, simple little video or whatever to tell y'all why a lot of y'all JV deals suck, to be 100% honest. But hey, look, now that you've watched the whole video, go ahead and use the link down below, bit.ly/JV with us. And go ahead and submit your deal. Now that you know what to avoid, if you've got a solid deal that meets these parameters that I just laid out for you all, look, please feel free. Shoot your deal over our way. We'll be more than glad to help you get some bread out here, guys. We closed a ton of deals with other wholesalers just like you last year. And the next deal can be with another wholesaler just like y'all. So definitely feel free to use that link. Let's break some bread together. Also, what's your experience been with JV and deals with other wholesalers? Have you liked it? Has it been a nuisance? Do you not do them? Do you actually do them? What's your experience been as you've been out here JVing? Are you going to get into it now that you've checked out this video? Are you going to submit a deal? Drop me a comment down below and let me know. But anyway, though, guys, I'm not going to hold y'all up, man. I hope that y'all enjoy it. If so, man, hit that like button and share this video with others if you appreciate it. And guys, if y'all like videos like this where I'm kind of breaking down like how to wholesale and whatnot, definitely check out this playlist right here where I take you with me step by step while I'm building my wholesale business. And until next time, guys, we are hopes.